Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It has been estimated that XRP today would be worth maybe upwards of $2.35 if not for the news from the SEC coming after Ripple. And so I got to tell you, it's amazing to me that XRP, as I record this, 28.9 cents, which is a level that it was at several months ago before the news even broke. It's just kind of astonishing to me. And it's not like we've hit an alt season. It's not like there's an alt season and XRP ramped up to 28.9 cents. So I want to share with you some thoughts on that. I want to share with you opinions in this video from a number of chart analysts about the direction we're going. And in the short term, there could be some very explosive, very positive price action, according in particular to one cryptocurrency, XRP chart analyst specifically, which I'll cover towards the beginning part of the video. And just this idea that, with Bitcoin, of course, leading the market, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Bitcoin chart analysts revising their thoughts on how high Bitcoin is going to go this market cycle. I'm seeing also, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to at least one specific example, but I've seen multiple, where their analysts are thinking maybe the high would be, whether they say on the low end, like 80,000 or whatever it is. I'm seeing them ramp that up. I'm seeing a lot of revisions, and it's based on recent price activity with the explosion of Bitcoin. Analysts, they expect it to go up, and the timing, many of them were predicting to be this time, but it's been stronger and faster than what was expected. And so based on that, that's what's causing these revisions. And so it's a very exciting time to be into the world of crypto. And I'm going to share with you why, despite what's happening with the SEC and Ripple, I am still very long-term, just on the, as far as the long-term viability of XRP and even performance this market cycle, I personally am very optimistic. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm nothing more than a simple enthusiast. I'm no more special or knowledgeable than any other guy for any other reason. I just happen to enjoy talking about this stuff, tracking everything, and I run this YouTube channel as a hobby. So that is all that it is. Just want to be forthright about that. Here's a tweet from XRP community member Frecky, who wrote, "I suspect XRP will break out 2021, which is this year. Are you guys used to it being 2021 yet instead of 2020? I don't know about you, but for like the first couple weeks of every year, if I have to write out a date, I put the wrong year down, but then I get used to it anyway." But he writes, we shall see when, but when it does, violently, given the massive suppression of the asset, don't be surprised if we see all-time highs still. Based on what I am seeing on the suppression, $2 to $2.35 today without the SEC noise. No global asset. And so he's not the only one that's saying that. In fact, my fellow XRP YouTuber, blockchain backer in recent days has noted that the fair market value, if not for this, he'd expect XRP right now to be closer to the range that Frecky's talking about right here, whether it's $2 or $2.35. And that makes sense to me because we did see a massive sell-off after the scary news broke. And then XRP did go up along with, after the scary news, did go up to where it is now, along with the rest of the altcoin market. But this is not the alt season, though. So it did go up, along with many other alts, but wait till the real fireworks start. And so part of the reason I'm increasingly less concerned about what's happening with, from a legal perspective, with XRP comes to something that attorney Jeremy Hogan has shared with us. And he noted, in looking at the SEC claims against Ripple, he went down to the prayer of relief, which is where they're citing the actions that they want taken as a result of a jury trial. And he noticed that there's no what's the term he used? What was it, like judgment? What was it? It was like, declaratory judgment. That's what it was. There's no declaratory judgment for XRP in the prayer for relief. There's no request specifically from the SEC, that means, to clarify, stating that XRP actually is a security. And so the important part there is that, even if the SEC is going to argue, and they're arguing that that XRP even today is a security, The interesting thing is that since there's no declaratory judgment requested, the judge cannot just impose such a declaration without it even being requested by the SEC, which is prosecuting. So if indeed that interpretation is correct, then you're not going to get anything out of this that could declare XRP as a security. Now, we're not out of the woods yet, even if that is correct. And I haven't seen any lawyer dispute that. In fact, even attorney John Deaton, he didn't dispute that. Not that I've seen anyway. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I haven't seen him dispute that. He did point out, though, that the SEC can still argue that XRP is a security. And yeah, I don't think even Jeremy Hogan's disputing that. It's just, what are we going to see come out of this whole thing? So where we're not out of the woods on this yet is the court absolutely could find that Ripple sold this in a way that was not okay, because you can even if an asset, the underlying asset, is not a security, it can still be sold in such a way that it would be as if you're selling an unregistered security. And so you'd have to have the lawyer give their legalese speak if you want the specifics on how and why that is. But I've gathered from many attorneys that that is indeed the case. But even so, they could make it so that Ripple can't sell any XRP, and I fleshed out in great detail why that would be catastrophic. So I still want to hear more opinions from more attorneys, and I've been following more and more of them every day that are talking about Ripple and XRP to try and get an idea of what this means, because I don't have a law background of any kind. I'm just doing my best as your everyday Joe Schmo to piece this all together, just like I'm sure you guys are. But as long as Ripple, even if even if there are restrictions on sales, this or that, as long as they can sell XRP moving forward, then just imagine. So XRP is this extra suppressed as a result of this, and if this all gets cleared up, my gosh, I can only imagine what it's going to mean for this market cycle. It's just going to be explosive. So again, as I mentioned, XRP as I record, 28.9 cents, Bitcoin at $37,717. Market cap for the asset class back over $1 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 68.44%. Now here's chart analyst Credible Crypto, who stated the following. Excuse the mobile chart, but this is my basic expectation for XRP at the moment. Many three-legged structures indicate we are in a more complex corrective structure here. Sitting on weekly support oscillating around our monthly 0.305 level, this type of PA would make a lot of sense to me. And you can see here's the actual mobile screen grab that he created here. And he's expecting in the coming weeks that it's certainly likely that you're going to see XRP at some point, probably in February, up around 46 cents. And again, this is what the chart is saying, and charts are more important than news. And so just imagine if we get there, and if we're able to get to that level, and that's without clarity on what's happening with Ripple and the SEC, and then imagine if we do get some sort of settlement between Ripple and the SEC, and then there's no longer this fog hanging over it, I can only imagine what that would mean. Unquestionably, lots of explosive movement to the upside. That would be my for fun guess there. What's next here? Somebody named Consciousness and Puppies responded to that tweet and wrote, "Why the hell am I still holding mostly XRP if we are just going to float around longer? I am having a hard time letting go." And so Credible Crypto responded with this, just 4 words: the longer the consolidation, ... And I can finish the sentence. He didn't write it, but I can finish the sentence for it. The longer the consolidation, the greater the burst you're going to see, and we have seen that historically from XRP time and again. It's the least correlated to Bitcoin out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, so it appears to trade sideways. People that are looking on short time frames don't think that XRP is correlated, and they're wrong every single time, history has shown. And then when XRP pops, it really pops. And so that's what I'm expecting. And then additionally, I would just add that as far as why am I holding when it's going sideways, it takes me back to this story I want to share with you. There's so many new people out there that have subscribed to the channel. Let me share with you this. I've been in crypto for a little over 3 years. I jumped in November 2017. And I remember before the great rally of XRP, the greatest one in history, where it ran from 20-something cents up to almost $4. It was just mere days before that pop. There was a YouTuber. And I don't know if it was a fly-by-night channel. I've never seen this guy ever again. I wouldn't be surprised if he took the video down, but I will never forget it. It was days before that pop, and he came on and he's like, look, I've been holding XRP forever, and it's just not doing anything. So I went ahead and sold it, and then I put it into XYZ cryptos, whatever it was, and then days later, because he was chasing the shiny, he was chasing green candles. That's what he articulated on this. I'm never gonna forget it. And then days later, this thing XRP just popped. It just like took off. And so that's a lesson in not timing markets like that. That's what I took away from it. Don't try and time markets. You're not smarter than the markets. The average person is going to fail. That's the reason that like 90% of traders lose money. There's actual data on that, by the way. Whether it's in the stock market or the crypto asset class, almost all traders lose money. And so that's why for me, I just play the long game. That is it. I don't get in and out of crypto. I just buy and then I hold. Period. That's it. And so then there was this tweet from somebody named Dennis who wrote, this is a completely different thread now. I think we're all aboard AF with price action LMAO. Somebody named Kevin jumped in and wrote, I know you're going to hate this statement, but this is why you buy a small portion of alts. Spice up, Dennis, live a little. To which he responded, I am a terrible trader, haha. Less stress on the bones with just buying and holding Bitcoin for me. And look, I support that. Like, I think that most people that attempt to be traders are just going to lose a fortune. And you learn the hard way that you're not going to be good at it. So DIY investing chart analyst jumped in and wrote, bro, you literally do the same thing with alts. LOL, pick some blue chip alts with proven partnerships and hold them. There's simply too much money left on the table, even if you only risk small amounts of your Bitcoin. And so Dennis responded to that and wrote, plus Bitcoin, he wrote, these are not stocks. Plus Bitcoiners who hold their keys get airdrops to convert to more Bitcoin. I'ma just stick with that. To which DIY Investing responded, listen, brother, you can be ignorant or you can be rich. The same reasons you're bullish on Bitcoin are the same reasons alts go up. They follow the exact same cycle. 2021 is 2017. Buy alts. Simple. And so I want to share with you an opinion. So the way I'm approaching this market, it's evolving a bit, and it's based on the fact that I have hit stretch goal after stretch goal on my XRP accumulation. I purchased from 2018 through the end of 2020. The only cryptocurrency I purchased was XRP. And it was based on fundamentals, even though I'm under no illusion that during this market cycle, if and when XRP indeed takes off, it's going to be, again, primarily due to speculation. The asset class is still nascent. I understand it's going to follow Bitcoin, but I still have not felt comfortable investing in long-term in projects that, are just, they're science experiments at this point. They don't have real-world utility. And so now that I have my sufficient XRP position, I stopped buying XRP months ago. Because if I didn't, I would have thought, seriously, Moon Nabo, you have a problem. Like, you have to stop, right? So I got to that point. And so now I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, look. And so this is the evolution I'm talking about of my thinking and the way that I'm approaching things. Since I already did what I wanted, I do have my position sufficiently there. And I have a bunch of other crypto I purchased in 2017. I've just been holding the whole time. And so I've been adding to some of those existing stacks. But in addition to that, I think what I'm going to be doing is getting into some other cryptocurrencies because I fully expect, based on just the history of altcoin cycles, Bitcoin price action, that we will see another alt season and humans are going to act just as ridiculous as they did in 2017. And so it's a little bit more gambly, it's which is not my taste. I'm not a gambly type of guy. But for something like this, given that I'm already positioned the way I want, maybe put a little bit of money in some other things that I think are probably going to pop. And then when they do, let everybody else chase the green candle. They can chase the shiny. And then I'll just sell the whole position. Why the hell not? And I'm not going to be able to time the top or the bottom, and I'm not going to try to. But I'm just thinking I'm probably going to do this because I am fully confident that humans are going to continue behaving like humans. And I'm not seeing a difference sufficiently in behavior now versus 2017. And I was here in 2017, so I'm just like, holy hell, this isn't going to stop anytime soon. It's just, and the reason there's a frenzy around all of this, and it's just that hard for people to get a handle on which cryptocurrencies are truly going to have long-term viability. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now. But my XRP, I am long, period. And I will not sell even a little bit of it until we get at least somewhere in the neighborhood of all-time highs, hopefully close to at least $5. Maybe I'd sell a little then. But that's just the way I'm looking at it. And most of you, I suspect, are probably more or less on the same page because like the vast majority of people listening to this channel, even though we're pro XRP, and if you're listening, you probably hold XRP, it's a small percentage of us that are maximalists of XRP, and I don't support maximalism of any coin. I think it's silly. Not that I not support you as a human. I'm just saying that position doesn't make sense to me, and so I think that many of you probably feel the same way as what I'm just saying here. And with this tremendous opportunity coming up here, I feel like if I don't, I'm just gonna be sitting on the sidelines watching the inevitability of all this, and then I'll just be like, you knew this, Matt. You knew this would happen, and you did not go for it. So now I'm thinking, okay. So I just thought I'd share that. I'd love to hear what you guys think on that, but that's where I'm going to go with this. Now, chart analyst DIY Investing wrote the following. This is interesting. How crazy is it to think we're about to have the same parabolic growth as the last cycle, except this cycle we will have literally trillions being pumped into it? And so that's another thing I wanted to talk about. That's part of the reason I'm reevaluating the way that I've been approaching things now that I have my satisfactory XRP position. Because look, this could be this market cycle, and we won't know until it's done. Granted that, and so I'm not trying to speak in a hype fashion. For those of you that listen to me, I just try and speak as real as possible. And what I'm seeing, and many analysts now are, I'm going to highlight in a sec, they're seeing it too. There's way more money coming in this cycle than was expected, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that there's so much institutional money coming in, and people weren't really expecting that to be the case. And so that's just interesting to me. And so you could see here, and I'm not, I don't know if I'm going to, well, I already said I own Ethereum. I don't know if I'll ever buy Polkadot. Maybe I will, but it's an interesting point. He's showing Ethereum back through, I guess this would have been like, somewhere around beginning of 2016 or late 2015, whatever this is. For Ethereum, you can see what ultimately happened. So you got, a good 5-6 years worth of history there. And then you're looking at Polkadot, which is new to the scene. Chart looks kind of similar, going back to September of 2020. And so money, it hasn't been around as long. Money hasn't had a chance to pour into it. So if this is going to be one of those coins that has that type of growth, and it's this early on, it's like, holy hell, if altcoins are looking expensive to you right now, you possibly may not have be thinking big picture enough. We're talking literally trillions of dollars potentially flowing in. We'll see what happens this market cycle, but I think it's going to be much bigger than what people were anticipating. I'm increasingly thinking that. Until the last couple of months, that's something I would have said I would hope to be the case, but now I'm at a point where I'm seeing what's actually happened, all the news stories about institutional money coming in, and new millionaires and billionaires plopping money into Bitcoin. I know what that's going to do. And so now it's gone from, yeah, it'd be nice, I kind of hope that happens, I'm not convinced it will, to, for me at this point, I'm like, it really might happen. And so we'll see. We won't know until it's all done, but I'm just kind of inching towards that. I'm just seeing increasing amounts of evidence. Here's chart analyst Willy Woo, who has 229,000 followers on the Twitters, and he wrote, "The world has 47 million millionaires." You heard that right, 47 million millionaires. 71% of them live in the US or EU. There's only 14.9 million Bitcoin in circulation, and only 4.1 million Bitcoin are liquid and therefore able to be bought. High net worth individuals just got notified they need an allocation. In my opinion, this is the reason why Bitcoin rocketed past $23,000. And there you go. I think he's right. I do. I think he's right. It's high net worth individuals and institutions. That is why we're seeing this. And it's just, Bitcoin it's reached a point where it's becoming more and more accepted, not just by, it's just, what do you want to call it? Like, who started the movement? Anarchists and like libertarians? It's like, it's not just something for little retail speculators like it was in 2017. It's being adopted genuinely. You have publicly traded companies purchasing Bitcoin, which leads the market. This is important. That's why I'm paying attention to this. This is why I'm talking about it on this channel. It's highly fascinating to me. And as far as the amount that's liquid, the last number I'd seen before Willy Woo wrote this was 1.8 million. So that's the number that I've been talking about on the channel. I don't know where to go to get whatever is current. If anybody knows a snazzy way to just look up whatever the estimate is for liquid Bitcoin, I'd be really curious if you could help me with that. I'm not sure where to go. I did find an article here. I don't need to pull it up. It doesn't matter. Where it basically cited the same number. So I'm guessing that's where he pulled it from. It was from December 29th. But if there's a snazzy way to get that live, I would love to know about it, because that's something that I think is worth tracking. Plan B here is another very popular chart analyst, 214,000 followers on Twitter, wrote, "Bitcoin is just warming up for next rocket." And then he shows the chart showing a Bitcoin relative strength index. Here's a tweet from Il Capo of Crypto. The Bitcoin trend is very strong. The long-term metrics that I use don't have any signs of reversal, and it doesn't look like they're going to have it for quite some time. Here's Josh Rager, who wrote the following. This is he's revised where he thought this might go. Check this out. He wrote, I knew six-figure Bitcoin was eventually coming, but thought it would be next cycle high. After the recent price action hitting $40,000 this quickly, I have to say that I think Bitcoin sees a six-figure price by early 2022. And that Bitcoin will continue to catch fire across the globe. At the next peak high, the name of Bitcoin will be mentioned on every TV, phone, and tablet around the world. This could certainly be the cycle that leads to Bitcoin becoming a household name, along with serious adoption from those who once mocked peer-to-peer digital money. And so keep in mind, we're seeing this type of price action, and the best estimate available is that only 1.2% of humans on the planet have ever owned at any point in time at least one cryptocurrency. 1.2%, and that's without the big money flowing in, mind you, until recently, of course. And it's gotten up this high. There's all the reason in the world to be so excited about what's happening, even for us as XRP holders, despite this scary SEC news, which I suspect will work out. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm still hoping and counting on a settlement, and with that, I'm telling you, if and when that happens, I think it's going to get nuts for XRP. And don't forget this too. This is from November 19th, 2020, but I don't know that I've ever highlighted this on the channel. There's always so much news I can never get to it all. But this is from Forbes. Leaked Citibank report reveals Bitcoin could rocket to $300,000 price by end of 2021. This came from Citibank. That is this is one of the biggest banks on the planet, and they think it could hit over $300,000 this year. This isn't nutty, weird pie in the sky stuff. You know, this is much bigger than what people were predicting. If this happens, the altcoin market is going to go with it. And so all of this is playing into my reevaluation of how I want to allocate my funds. And to me, it seems like, even though I always acknowledge, crypto asset class is the most risky and volatile on the planet, after seeing how it behaves for over 3 years, I'm willing to risk a little bit. And if it goes away and goes to zero, beyond what I've already purchased, then just so be it. So be it. I'm a big boy, and if I make decisions that don't pan out, then okay, it's not going to be the end of the world. And I can't imagine that all of my crypto investments are going to go to zero. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure I've invested in some that will probably be around for decades, because I do have a number of large cap coins also. So, but I don't know. I just want to share with you my thoughts in general. I'm super excited about all of this. I see 2021 to be shaping up to be a great year, at least in the world of crypto. We'll see if the rest of the world continues to be a dumpster fire. But in crypto, I'm freaking excited about all of this. And hopefully you guys are feeling okay out there too. But I'll wrap it there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.